Robert. Go ahead and call the Hazelwood City Council meeting to order, and please stand, if you will. Please join in the pledge, please. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, and justice for all. If you please remain standing, we'll have a moment of silence. Please remember those serving overseas for our country, those here at home, our employees here in the city of Hazelwood, most importantly, our residents here in the city of Hazelwood, and any of us that have lost a loved one or a friend here recently, let's remember those also. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, we'll have roll call.
Mr. Hoops.
Here.
Mr. Abishon.
Here.
Mr. Marquez.
Here.
Ms. Wadlow. Here. Mayor Robinson.
Here.
Ms. Matlack.
Here.
Mr. Taylor.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Ms. Happ. Here. Quorum is present.
Next, we have amendment or adoption of the agenda. Is there any discussion or amendments for the regular printed agenda?
Move to adopt, Taylor.
Second, Matlock.
Been a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Next, we have amendment or adoption of the consent agenda. It's been recommended that we have the executive session with the litigation consultation with attorney to be removed. There's no need for it tonight, so is there a motion to remove
Make a
that?
motion to remove it. Second.
There's been a motion and a second to remove that by amendment. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Next, we'll adopt the consent agenda as amended. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda as amended?
Move to adopt, Taylor. Second.
Hearing no discussion, there's been a motion and a second. This will be a roll call vote.
Mr. Hoops.
Yes.
Mr. Abishon.
Yes.
Mr. Marquez.
Yes.
Ms. Wadlow. Mayor Robinson.
Yes.
Ms. Matlack.
Yes.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Ms. Happ. Yes. Motion carries.
Next, on our special order of business, we have presentation of Police Officer of the Year to Detective Austin Lucy.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, Council, Chief Hudnick. My honor to present Austin Busick as Police Department's Police Officer of the Year. No. Detectives investigate crimes, gather evidence, and solve cases. Their duties include examining crime scenes, interviewing witnesses and suspects, conducting surveillance, obtaining and executing search warrants, and collaborating with other law enforcement agencies. They document cases, testifying in court in specialized areas like homicide, fraud, or cybercrime. Detectives also engage with the community to gather leads and prevent crime, using analytical skills and technology to bring criminals to justice. Detective Austin Busick, a former University of Tennessee at Martin baseball player with a degree in business administration, joined the Hazelwood Police Department in 2020. After serving in the neighborhood patrol team, he transitioned to the criminal investigation team in 2023 and joined the major case squad of Greater St. Louis in 2024. Busick made a significant impact early in his detective career, leading investigations into the violent Backstreet Boys, the BSB gang, which resulted in 24 charges against 6 juveniles. Played a key role in solving the homicide case with the U.S. Marshals and identified a repeat offender in a decent exposure case. Renowned for his detailed investigative work, collaboration with prosecutors, and dedication to justice, Detective Busick is a vital asset to the Hazelwood Police Department and is well deserving of the Hazelwood Police Officer of the Year award.
You have the family want to come up?
Yeah. Well, picture. I guess.
Yeah, we get a picture together.
Oh, shocking.
Family? Oh, yeah. Hey, Brad. Yeah. That's not good.
I don't get that.
Thank you.
Hello.
Next we have
Ross.
Chief Hudnick will be introducing Department for Civilian of the Year Award to Animal Control Officer Daniel Barr.
Animal control officers play a vital role in protecting both animals and the community. Their duties include rescuing animals from dangerous situations, assisting with wildlife relocation, investigating cruelty cases, handling exotic animals, supporting law enforcement, and educating the public on responsible pet ownership. They also work to reunite lost pets with their owners and promote pet adoptions. Dan Barr, a dedicated ACO with 18 years of experience, 12 of them with Hazelwood, has made significant contributions to the city. Certified by the Missouri National Animal Control Association, he specializes in animal handling, cruelty investigations, and public education. He has played a key role in various operations, including assisting in the seizure of 15 malnourished horses with the Humane Society of Missouri's Animal Cruelty Task Force. Beyond animal control, Barr contributes to community safety by assisting with traffic control, deploying radar speed detection devices, and supporting local outreach programs such as Team Food Pantry and Special Olympics. He is recognized for his strong work ethic, problem-solving skills, and commitment to teamwork, earning praise from both state and local agencies. With perfect attendance for 11 years, ACO Barr is an invaluable asset to Hazelwood and highly deserving of this prestigious award as Hazelwood Police and Civilian Employee of the Year.
And this is for you as well. Okay, take a picture. Smile. Great job.
Thank you.
Family?
There we go.
Oh, you ready?
Fun part. Everybody else believes. So I don't think the dogs in the neighborhood are gonna recognize you. They're farm wild, you know.
Got it?
Time we'll have public citizen comments and discussion, which will be heard this time and be limited to a total of 15 minutes, which may be increased by discretion of the chair or by a motion approved by a majority of the council members present at the meeting. Is there anybody from the audience who'd like to come up and speak at this time?
My name is Jessica Platt. I live at 512 Fox Trail. I just wanted to thank all of the workers who were going during the power outage. My house lost power for 5 days. We got it back last night. Unfortunately, right before I came back to here, it went out again. But I do want to thank everyone for their hard work and support in getting that done as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Anybody else under citizens' comments? Citizens' comments? Nobody else? I'll go ahead and call that portion of the meeting to be closed. There are no public hearings. We move on to unfinished business. Is there anything under unfinished business from the council members? Hearing none, we've got mayor and council reports.
I would like to put a big thank you out to the fire department and the public works for all the hard work that they did during the storm. Public Works has been out there in the neighborhood collecting all the debris and stuff, and they've done a great job. They've been working their butts off. Really do appreciate it. And I know the fire department was out that night removing trees and removing everything, so they did a great job.
I think public works.
I'd like to add to that too. I saw
Yeah,
Public Works out there.
I think they were just finishing up in the park.
They were out there at 5:30 when I left, come here, still out there working, and they are doing a heck of a job. I mean, all hands on deck, and I was really impressed with how much they'd done in one day. And they said, you know, Outer Shell Park was one of the worst, but they were gonna be working their way around to the rest of them and, you know, get those unsafe trees fully down and all that. They're working hard, did a real good job, got a great team.
I'd like to extend that a little further. This isn't our first windstorm to go through something like this. And I'd like to say that it's nice to see the day after neighbors out helping neighbors, assisting neighbors to get trees off their houses, off their awnings, get their awning that blew across their house onto the street. They were out there picking that up together. And that was very gratifying to see that in every instance. I know that that happens. I know that emergency services are called and the city is depended on by many different services, but at the same time, it's very gratifying to see the neighbors come together and help each other out, not only immediately, but here days later, we're trying to provide electric from house to house and generators being borrowed from neighbors and refrigerators and food being transferred around neighborhoods just to keep it, you know, food from spoiling. So it was really nice to see that in each instance. That's all I have to say. Anybody else under mayor and council reports? Hearing none, we'll move on to May 14th work session agenda items. Hearing none, we can move on to city manager's report. City manager's report, item 12A, consideration of contract for installation of portion of wall at Civic Center East.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, David Stewart, Public Works Director. Included in our current fiscal year, we have $46,500 to replace the partition walls at Civic Center East. Those partition walls allow us to divvy up the multi-purpose space and allow for 3 rentals at the same time. The existing partition walls are original to the building. They no longer lock into position and parts are no longer available. So we went ahead and advertised for bids on March 5th. 2 bids were received. Low bid was from Gulterman and Sabo of St. Louis in the amount of $42,992.00. As the lowest responsible bidder, staff recommends award a bid to Gulterman and Sabo in the amount of $42,992.00.
Thank you, David. Is there any questions from councilmen? Any questions from council members?
What is your budget? Did you say that and I missed it? I'm sorry.
The budget was $46,500, so just under budget.
Thank you.
You just need a motion to approve.
Put on for first reading.
Okay, I'll make a motion. to put on second reading.
There's been a motion and a second, to put on for first reading. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. Next, we've got 12B, discussion of on amending chapter 405 zoning regulation. Off-street parking and loading regulation.
Mr. Mayor and Council. Jim Ludnick, Hazel Police Chief. There seems to be a bit of confusion on what can and cannot be parked at a residence. This was brought upon by several complaints from various citizens throughout the city about parking motorhomes, travel trailers, and campers at their homes. In code 405.595, which is a durable, what is a durable surface is not an issue. That is fairly cut and dry. But my concerns are in the use and uses of mobile home, camper, and travel trailer. It appears and infers under 405.595B2 that a mobile home camper and trailer can be parked at a residence on a durable surface, yet under 405.595B5 says travel trailers are prohibited under all circumstances. I've looked at our definitions in the code, and the trailer definition could be travel trailer, thus it wouldn't be allowed. It's a question. Also, motorhomes is defined, but is not prohibited that I can find anywhere in the code. This code, mind you, goes back to 1972. So what I'm suggesting is a modification to the ordinance prohibiting or allowing as the council would deem suitable, or if we can't come to terms on the confusion in the code, replace the section due to the language being antiquated. I did send, which you have in your pocket, some suggestions to the city attorney that could help clarify things. I think Mr. Boyd has that, with the thought that they come back with some guidance that would go to planning and zoning, that would, and then eventually get to you to make a decision on that. Some of the things that I've found in my research is to consolidate and clarify parking to unimproved surfaces. The issue, the same restriction appears in multiple sections, B3, D1, and E1. So to remove redundant instances and consolidate into a single universal rule under a dedicated section, such as general parking standards section. Clarify commercial vehicle parking restrictions in the residential areas. There's an ambiguity regarding where commercial vehicles can be parked private property versus street. Clearly separate rules for private property versus public street and ensure consistency between B6 and D5. Resolve conflict on travel trailer parking. B5C states that travel trailers cannot be parked or stored, while B2 allows them in certain areas. Differentiate between temporary parking and long-term storage and revise language accordingly. Standardized zoning administrator's discretion on parking requirements. The zoning administrator has broad discretion in both determining required parking, C1, and reducing parking requirements, F, but without guidelines. Define clear evaluation criteria for the zone administrator's decision-making process. Suggested that we use for uses included in Appendix B that is in your packet. The zoning administrator shall determine parking requirements based on industry standards, comparable use in similar districts, existing parking data, any parking studies submitted by the applicant, meaning that we have this on the books, but there's nothing to show the zoning person exactly what they're supposed to do it, right? And I know that we've been talking about this for a while now, for the last couple of months. And I know the city attorney is awfully busy, which I understand on that. I hope to bring them completed and get to plan and zoning to come back for you to make a decision on what we're going to do going forth. As you can see, when we started getting the various citizens that were complaining about it, and for me to look at it and see conflicting things, I have a problem enforcing things that are confusing, thus I bring it to your attention, and this is what we're going to do going forward. Anybody have any questions?
Yes, sir. I have a couple of questions. Do you know the number of travel trailers that are registered in the city of Pittsburgh?
That I do not. I know that there's probably 150 to 250 travel trailers or campers or motorhomes or RV, however you want to call it, citywide. I do not have the exact number in front of me on which ones are on durable service or which were behind the front line or any of that. It's a lot.
And you're recommending that they be,
Well, what I'm recommending is one is to clear up the ordinance and bring it up to 2025. And that's where, Mr. Boyd will come in handy on that. Right? I'm just looking for some clarification from you guys. So what we in the police department and code enforcement, can enforce, without issues going forth. That's what I'm looking for.
what would be the number that I've seen since I saw that this was placed on the agenda, driving around the city. I think it needs to be behind the sidewalk line and not the residential line.
Oh, gotcha.
If they, I think it should be allowed to be able to be parked in their driveway. As long as it's on an improved surface. That's my recommendation, because there's a tremendous number that are currently configured that way.
Like I said, I think it's up to the council, to decide on that for the community here. I'm just looking to make sure that we don't errantly, cite somebody when maybe it's not a violation.
Any other discussion or questions?
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. For, you are citing 405.
For 405-595,
420, 250 E and G seem like they would be relative to that same code. I'm not asking to change it, I'm just asking for the.
oh, you mean section 420 of the code?
Yes.
Mr.
Because
Wood?
it talks about the length and stuff, like just can we put it all into one?
We, Mr. Boyd and I had a discussion about lengths of, if that's what you're talking about,
Well, just
travel trailers
the
or,
405 goes with what you're talking about
Right.
here, but I also feel like 420, it says required separation between travel trailers shall be separated from each other and from other structures at least 10 feet. And it
Oh.
goes on to talk about that. So
okay,
it's in that section. And I think with what you're talking about as far as the travel trailer,
I was gonna say, I thought you were going with the length of the trailer because some are restricted based on the length of the trailer.
well, that is another one of my questions too.
Okay.
So,
That is one thing we're looking at.
okay, you are looking at that. Okay.
Yes,
And I would also recommend where you've got travel trailer, and this is just sort of a personal preference on what people say. Some people say I have a travel trailer, some people say I have an RV, a motorhome. To put that RV in there, so there's no question. Well, you said travel trailer, but really it's an RV kind of thing.
yes, and I wonder if 1972, they used to call it travel trailers or motorhomes, and there
Yeah,
it's more the common phraseology
Right.
of RVs.
Yeah, you normally hear RV now than travel trailer.
Yes, yes, we're working on it.
Okay. And you mentioned on here 405B2. Again, on number C, it says travel trailer. I'm just asking to add RV on that.
Okay,
Just
yes.
to be consistent,
No, no.
throughout when you
And
talk.
that's what we're looking for, because
Okay.
it just seemed like travel trailer, motorhome, or what, or camper were placed in certain spots, but it didn't really reflect back to, all of them together in the same
Right.
prohibition or
Right.
allowance. Yes,
And now it's more, people say my RV.
Yes.
The code talks about in 42250G, which, like I said, is kind of related to this. Required setbacks from public streets, all travel trailers shall be located at least 25 feet from parking area boundary line abutting upon a public street or highway. So I think, does that mean from the boundary, determine the boundary line. Because if this is still in here, whether it's under 420 or if we can get it combined, the boundary line, I think, needs to be determined.
Okay,
Is
sense.
it from the street or is it from the next door neighbor,
Well-
you know? The property line.
When it's presented to planning and zoning, I think that'll be hashed out, right? And the recommendation will come to you on exactly which one you guys feel comfortable in doing.
Okay. Okay, then as far as and this might go more to, Chief Lilly, for the propane, I would think on propane that close to a house that's sitting there all the time would be a hazard. Am I?
Propane bottles in general have safety features on them that allow them to be utilized close to the house. Subsequently, you get your barbecue pits with those, and to restrict that is gonna be extremely difficult. Whatever the code currently says, and I haven't read it.
And do you know if they, what I've read online, they can carry up to 75 gallons of propane? Do you think that's about,
The larger RVs, yeah, I'm sure they can.
I mean, that just seems like a lot. It's not a barbecue propane thing, no. I'm sorry, what?
They have like the air conditioners and stuff like it runs, like stuff, these.
And then is it addressed, because I did not find this in here, is it addressed anywhere in 405? If it's leveled up and plugged in. Sorry, I typed this wrong. If it's leveled up and plugged in, are people allowed to live in them? In somebody's driveway or?
I don't believe there's anything that says that you're allowed to stay in it. I would imagine the city, due to the circumstances of this past weekend, would allow a temporary thing for people to get adjusted to what has happened to their homes, but other than that, if it, in a
Yeah,
perfect-
just a
in a
normal
normal
storage.
thing, no.
A normal storage of,
I've never seen it in the code that allows it.
yeah. There was a,
Have you seen it?
people down the street from us who had a trailer and he always lived in it. And one day, I guess somebody said, you can't do that. They moved it.
Okay, and that'll be something that we clarify.
Okay. And then you had an X on consecutive days. Meaning, you know, how many
Where
days
did I
a
put that in there?
It's the second page about midway down of what you gave us.
Again, that's in your guys' evaluate to determine if,
How many days we?
yeah, if
Okay.
you wanted to do something like that.
I'm thinking, I would like to just throw out there like a top of 4 days. That gives, you know, somebody time to get home, unpack, clean it, and then take it to storage. 'Cause
I think your questions and concerns are valid, because just this discussion demonstrates this needs cleaned up and corrected and improved.
Yeah.
For the 21st century.
And I gotta say that, probably will be the last time this year that I'll be up here talking about something that's code and it's kind of archaic and out of date and everything. Just so you know.
Thank you for your hard work.
Are you done, Ms. Wadlow? Because I have a follow-on question. What defines a commercial vehicle?
Well,
Are we using the Missouri
Well-
state statute or?
I know that when we looked at that, I think one of the, there's an issue with one of the HOAs, about if somebody comes on with their charter truck, which is their personal vehicle or whatever, I guess that would be deemed a commercial vehicle, right? And commercial vehicles are prohibited. I think we are looking at, if you bring home a vehicle registered over 18,000 pounds, you can't have it in the neighborhoods. But if you're, it wasn't vogue to have a take-home truck or a take-home car back in the day when these were passed. Now, it's really common, right? My neighbor has a charter truck. Okay, I don't see any problem with that. Our code kind of infers that, and it came up at an HOA meeting that, I can't remember what I think he worked for a construction company, and he had maybe a 250, 150 or something that he was coming home with the placard on it. And I think, not to say that we're enforcing any HOA, all right, except for the fact that that was problematic because our code talks about that. And I had a problem, I have like concern with he did when we, part of this whole going down this route was to look at that definition to make sure that we bring that up to 2025.
Only do our trades,
Mhm.
workers have it, but we also have several individuals and residents that have businesses
Yes,
here in the city
yes,
or in other cities who have wrapped their vehicle, for lack of a better.
exactly.
Does that now make that a commercial vehicle, even though it would fall under the definition of a privately owned vehicle?
Right, they
If it
could,
didn't have that branding on it. So
It
I
could,
think that
and-
needs to be
yes.
looked at and addressed as well.
Okay.
Or, were you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Zoning administrator.
Well,
I'm not used to that terminology, so what?
neither am I. It was
is
the first
that?
time I read about it when I first looked at it, and I've never heard of a zoning administrator. I would imagine it's probably the planning and zoning commission that it's going through.
Oh,
I'm not quite sure.
Oh,
I've
we-
never, in my 30-odd years here, I've never known that anybody was identified. The mayor may know from back in the day, but I don't remember anybody ever. That's part of the code from what they did in the 70s, so
okay,
that is also something that we're looking at to identify what exactly.
okay. Okay, well then
That
I
person's-
don't feel as bad that I don't know what that
No,
is.
no. No, I've talked to a couple people about it, and I can't, we don't know.
Is there any other questions for Chief Hudnick? Our city manager? Any other questions?
One last thing.
Yes.
When he was talking about the company vehicles or the business vehicles. What about when you've got a single car driveway? So really two cars can fit in that, and then you've got a company vehicle. That, like, there's a lot of stuff going on there. There's a lot of,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
so.
There's a lot of residents in town that have, a single vehicle driveway. I know exactly where you're going.
Yeah, and I think some parameters around that, and I don't know if it would fall into this same thing. I mean, Robert brought up the business, that's what led me to that.
Okay, we'll look into, work with the city attorney to figure out.
Yeah, on limit, like, how many cars can one address have with a single car driveway, you know?
Well, that's a tough one. If you've got working parents and 5 or 6 kids and they're all teenagers and they're all playing sports or their own jobs and they all have their own car. How do hard to tell somebody that you can't have a car?
Right. Just something to add,
Yeah.
but if you don't mind.
I think Bill and I, in Ward 1, have a rental property that has just moved in the last few months, and they have over 6 cars and they only have a 2-car driveway. I see it every morning. They're just
Huh.
lined up out in front of the house on the street and 2 cars in the driveway.
Well,
Sometimes
Holiday,
one
Lynn
car
Haven,
up- sometimes one car up on the grass.
Old. Well, Lynn Haven is a special case just because of the tightness and the accidents and that's a whole other matter, but all over the city, especially in the Old Town part of Hazelwood where the driveways are narrow, they're single car and multiple families with their kids. The streets are tight.
You see that we're in Sturbridge, I mean, you have.
Yeah.
And even though it's a privately owned street, you have multiple people living in condos and you don't have
Sorry.
places to, you know. So that's another thing, how does. Is that something that's gonna be put on here, or is that something that's gonna be left out of all this?
I'm going to say that that'd be something you guys hash out. That's, I'm here to tell you that we have some ambiguities and some conflicts and give you some suggestions on how to resolve this for the community, right? With the city attorney. They're bona fide and planning and zoning, and it'll come to you and hopefully address all your issues, and you guys, make that.
There's just, I have a lot of apartment, complexes in my area, so it's kind of like, I'm sitting here thinking of this, it's like, yeah. It's gonna be something really to think about too.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
If there's no further questions, this will automatically move on to planning and zoning for review on their next agenda, I suppose, so
It'll be referred on our next.
we will move on the agenda here. Well, Steve, we have our quarterly report from Public Works, Mr. David Stewart.
Good evening again, David Stewart, Public Works Director. Happy to provide the council a quarterly report. Public Works has been very busy, as you can imagine. In particular with the storm. So Public Works cleared 25 trees from streets the night of the storm. We have been going back through all those streets, removing the debris that we had pushed off to the side. We've also made a preliminary run through all the storm damaged areas and actually cleared everything that was put out to the curb. So we are allowing residents to next Monday to get their tree debris to the curb. Some cities were doing Wednesday deadline. We wanted to give our residents a full week to get that out. We did make a pass through. We are going to go through again. But the Public Works crews are making very quick work of what's out there. I know in particular Chapel Ridge, Flamingo, and Tama had very large trees across the streets there. They've already hauled out 145 dump truck loads of tree debris. Howard Park was mentioned. We had 8 trees down in Howard Park, which was the most of any city park that we had. There were 2 trees down at each St. Cyn and Abishan parks. The storage of the tree debris, we're doing a temporary storage at the former Belts location. We're looking at renting a tub grinder. Of course, we'll be running our regular tree collection program starting April 14th, our 10-week program ending mid-June. And I just can't speak highly enough about how hard the Public Works crews are working, how quickly they're clearing things out, and just how well all the city departments work together to make this happen. Snow season for this year was 7 snow events. We had a large 9-inch storm, which was basically a 4 to 6 year storm event. Total salt usage for the year was 1,300 tons. It's about $110,000 for the season. Thankfully, we have a new salt storage facility that stores up to 3,300 tons of salt, which is much more than what we had before. Asphalt plants are running hot mix asphalt. We're performing street repairs with a temporary pause for the storm debris cleanup. Residents that do have pothole requests, we do have a good online reporting system through our city website. And then for state and county roads, they also have their own online reporting systems that are very beneficial if residents want to report a pothole there. Winter work for Public Works typically consists of a lot of building repair, kind of inside work. We've done a lot of office renovations at City Hall, moving furniture around. The bathhouse at the Aquatic Center has been fully repainted on the inside. We installed a new roof at the Howard restroom. Of course, we're working on our big road projects. That continues with Phantom Road reconstruction. We're ready to bid pending right-of-way clearance. Teson Road resurfacing is in preliminary design. We are out for bid for our concrete panel replacement project. That does include street storm grates that across the roadway at Barnwood, English Oak, and Hazel West Drive. And those bids are out and they're due April 7th. We've completed the replacement of the damaged streetlight junction box at Hazel Logistics Center, and we have moved it back so as not to be run over by semis in the future. We are under contract to replace the traffic signal that was damaged out at the mills by a dump truck. We're just waiting parts for that. Design work is complete and we're finishing the final bidding documents for the Purcell Park Improvement Project. Bids are slated for April. We completed our project to repair some water damage that we had in the multi-purpose and conference room at Civic Center East. We have joined the trend of cities enhancing their security at the community centers. We went with a clear bag policy. We've also partnered with the police department to provide additional police support at the community centers. We are going to be transitioning to a private service next month. We have partnered with Skyhawk Sports Program, which will be providing youth sports programming at the sports complex. This includes baseball, flag football, and soccer. Bridgeton has had very good success with them. We are working to install air conditioning in the former warming room of the lower level of the community center. This will allow for rental space during summer that's not currently available. We hope to have that improvement done by the end of the fiscal year. We recently installed a Victory Garden at Brooks Park. And that's a partnership with the county court system to provide a means for youth to contribute in a meaningful way. Team Pantry will accept vegetables grown from the garden. We are working on looking at contracting certain mowing areas, such as the McDonald 270 area. Our hope is to basically allow our crews to focus and enhance the level of service in our parks and park maintenance and mowing. And we've also completed several successful parks and rec programs, including senior bus trips, indoor disc golf putting league with 26 participants, among many others. That completes my report.
Can I ask 2 questions?
Sure.
You mentioned that, next Monday, people in the hardest hit areas, crews will be picking up limbs and stuff. What about, is that also available to residents who weren't in the hardest hit areas, but also had like trees come down? I know a family on Lamplight reached out to me. They had a whole tree go back down in, excuse me, in their backyard. Would they be eligible for that?
The storm declaration was primarily for that storm damaged corridor. We could take a look at that, go to pass on their address, but I would say by and large, outside of the storm damage area, they would just need to wait for the typical limb collection program.
Okay, and then, I know in Ward 8, there's a lot of damaged sidewalks that have been spray painted. Looks like they're being marked for repair. So I've had lots of residents ask me about that. Do you know anything about when that might start or?
The sidewalks?
Yeah.
Did you say sidewalks?
Sidewalks, yeah. So some of the damaged sidewalks, throughout Riverwood Trails have been, marked, spray painted, I'm assuming, for repair.
No sidewalks are part of the concrete slab replacement project. It's just street slabs. If there's any paint markings on sidewalks, it might be for utility relocates possibly. But yeah, sidewalks aren't part of that contract.
Okay, great, thank you.
A couple of questions for you. For public service brought 5 dumpsters out. Do you know how well has that been received and how well they've been utilized?
So utilization has been good in a couple locations. They've already been filled. And we've already requested that they remove, offload, and replace again. So yes, they are being utilized and have been well received by the residents.
And the second one, are you planning on any right of way tree removal this year?
So no specific plan for tree removal in the right of way. Our policy is that the adjacent property owners are responsible for tree removal. Unless we're doing a special program like a sidewalk repair or replacement, but particularly when a tree has created an issue with our sidewalks that we do maintain.
Yeah, I know they go hand in hand with the sidewalk abatement. I just didn't know if we were doing any of those this year.
Not this year, no.
Is that all for David? Thank you for your quarterly report, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work that you and Public Works have done through the storm. David, is there anything else for the city managers?
Just a few other things, Mayor. Again, I just want to echo everything what the council said. It was really great to walk in here Saturday and just see how everybody was coordinated on that project. Again, want to thank Public Services for what they did. Dave talked about the Victory Garden. We want to thank Councilmember Taylor for putting us in touch with that and getting that in place. I want to reinforce what Dave also said, that while we're still picking up all these tree limbs and the like, our limb collection program will continue, will go on its normal course. So people can see the schedule on our website. Plus, we are printing a postcard that will be going out to the citizens also as a reminder. So if anybody asks if this changes anything for us, it does not. Quickly, I know I emailed the council members on this, but since it was asked, there was a question about the apartment at Villa Rosa. They've been cited numerous times. We've had inspections on that. They were supposed to go to court last Thursday, but prior to that, the owner had paid all the fines and penalties, so that made that a moot point. However, code told me that prior to that, they found more violations, more problems, so they have cited them again, so they will be appearing before a court again unless they address those issues at that time. But they are following them very closely and trying to get them to move forward quickly on this. So also last week, Nikki Miller and Officer DePriest met with the owners of Bar 270. We have basically transferred ownership of that fence around there to them. It's their responsibility to pay for all that. Part of the cost has been put on their property taxes, but they're supposed to be paying for that, and it'll be their responsibility. I will say that they've asked for, they've talked about turning it into a childcare center. They wanted a metal sided building. That cannot happen. We don't allow metal sided buildings on that. We're looking at the zoning district to make sure that they meet the zoning codes and regulations for that. But the Officer DePriest and Nikki met with them and we had a very productive meeting going forward in that vein. That's all my report at this point in time, unless there are questions from the council. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Moving on down the agenda, we've got the city attorney's report.
No report.
We have city clerk's report.
No report.
We have new business. Any new business amongst the city council? Hearing no new business. Second reading of bills and actions. We have item 18A. And then bill number 5. Oh, we do have a first reading. I'm sorry, I have to go back. We have first reading of. If you'd like to go ahead with that first.
Bill 5164, an ordinance authorizing a contract with Gulterman and Sabo Incorporated for purchase and installation of partition walls at Civic Center East at a cost not to exceed $42,992.
Now we'll move forward to second reading of bills and actions. 18A, bill number 5160.
Bill number 5160, an ordinance amending ordinance 3729-06 by granting an expansion of the special land use permit issued at MT 163 Hazelwood, Missouri LLC, doing business as Extra Space Storage for self-storage facility, a mini warehouse at 7220 North Lindbergh Boulevard, to include a building addition and providing for the regulation of such use.
Move to adopt.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to adopt the bill as amended. This will be a roll call vote if there's no further discussion.
Mr. Hoops?
Yes.
Mr. Abishon?
Yes.
Mr. Marquez?
Yes.
Ms. Wadlow? Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Matlack?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Hatton? Yes. Bill number 5160 is unanimously adopted as ordinance number 5042-25.
Next, we have 18B. Bill number 5161.
Bill number 5161, ordinance approving the subdivision of 5995, 6025, and 6045 Ottershell Road from one lot into 3 lots.
Move to adopt.
Second, Hoops.
Been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? This will be a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hoops?
Yes.
Mr. Abishon?
Yes.
Mr. Marquez?
Yes.
Ms. Wadlow? Yes. Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Matlack?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Hatton? Yes. Bill number 5161 is unanimously adopted as ordinance number 5043-25.
Next, we have item 18C, bill number 5162.
Bill number 5162, an ordinance authorizing a service agreement with St. Louis County for a computer-assisted report writing system.
I make a motion.
Second, Hoops.
There's been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hoops?
Yes.
Mr. Abishon?
Yes.
Mr. Marquez?
Yes.
Ms. Wadlow? Yes. Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Matlack?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Hatton? Yes. Bill number 5162 is unanimously adopted as ordinance number 5044-25.
Next, on item 18D, we have bill number 5163.
Bill number 5163, an ordinance amending section 215.120 of the municipal code to clarify that the offense of assault shall include the offense of domestic assault and setting forth the elements of domestic assault.
I make a motion.
So a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mr. Hoops?
Yes.
Mr. Abishon?
Yes.
Mr. Marquez?
Yes.
Ms. Wadlow? Yes. Mayor Robinson?
Yes.
Ms. Matlack?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. Hatton? Yes. Bill number 5163 is unanimously adopted as ordinance number 5045-25.
Next, we have miscellaneous business and announcements. We've got a regular city council meeting on April 2nd at 6:30 PM. We also have the mayor's ball this Saturday. If anybody's interested, please contact our city clerk.
Please don't leave before you get your tickets.
And if there's no further business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Taylor.
Second, Hoops.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Thank you.